Hello everyone, how are you doing? Today I'm here with Alvaro and we're gonna present the full Neon Street 3K bundle or newest sci-fi bundle. With us today on my right or my left, I'm not sure actually. Oh yes, it's this way. We have Luiza Varela. Say hello, Luiza. Yeah,
No, she can
she's not gonna be able to actually say hello. We're having a little bit of audio issues. On the next live stream, when she shows up, she's gonna be able to talk to us. But yeah, she's gonna be painting the Robopunk. The Robopunk today, the 75mm Robopunk. So yeah, the bundle actually came out on Friday, but it was national holiday in Brazil, so that's why we're doing the live stream today. And yeah, say hello, Alvaro.
Hey guys, how are you doing? Can you hear us? Is the sound good?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
let us know, everyone, if you can hear us well. I'm obviously wearing like this really cool mask. If you have any trouble understanding me, just let us know and I will take it off. I will be sad, but I will take it off. So yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff to show off today, and yeah, let's start with our first character. So the first character that we have for you today is the Neon Street Samurai, and yeah, and this one is it's like there's a lot to show with this one. You may notice we are showing off the 75mm version right now, and the head is not attached properly. That is because we have alternate heads. We have three different versions of the head. I think it's gonna be best to show it on the bust version, which is a little bit bigger, a little bit more visible. For the 32mm version, we actually have, let me just put this down here. We actually have three different versions of the, we have three different versions of the Mini. Because on the 32mm is just like too small to do alternate heads. It would just be a little bit too cumbersome, right?
Yeah, it would be hard to place the really small heads on the body, but maybe in future we can try it. But for this miniature, we decided that it would be better to make three versions of the 32mm, and the 75 and bust versions you can swap the head.
Yes, and of course we have the version, and just before I forget this, the sculpt for this mini is by Victor Prado. And yeah, let me change it up to the bust version here real quick.
No. You forgot the base.
Yeah.
We didn't glue the base yet.
We didn't glue in the base. Let me. Yeah, just help me out here. My Santa's little helpers are around the corner here, helping me out with to reach this merry-go-round thing. Yeah, just take it off for a second. Yeah, I think we're not gonna turn this one around. Yeah, let's just get this out of the way. Yeah, this is much better. So, what you guys are seeing are the bust version of the Neon Street Samurai. It can work as either a hero or a villain. For the sci-fi bundles, we're trying to kind of steer away from the classic hero villain division that they do for the fantasy bundles. So this one's a little bit more of a merc. Sci-fi does tend to blur the lines between heroes, anti-heroes, and villains a little bit more. And as I mentioned before, we do have three different versions of the head. So there's the unhatted, unmasked version, and then we have the version with the hat and no mask, and of course we also have the version with the hat and the mask. And let me just try to showcase the mask just a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so it's a really cool mask and a really cool hat, but it's not to everyone's taste. Maybe you don't want to do your character in your game like that. And as soon as the concept art came out, someone immediately asked, "Okay, can we get a version without the hat?" Which always happens,
Yeah.
right? Uh, and although it's a little bit more work for us, we're like, yeah, sure,
Yeah.
we can do it.
We can't do it always with every single character, but for some cases we can make different options.
Yes, and this particular mini is like it's a very versatile mini. Of course, if you're playing something like Shadowrun or Cyberpunk, any game like that, this mini would fit in quite well. There's a literal class in Shadowrun, which is the street samurai. This mini is a little bit of an homage to that idea. Just the idea that like the peak of a human warrior, like with bionic limbs, like a really cool armor. This mini is like really I think both the concept artist and the sculptor Victor hit it out of the park with this one. Let me go back to the 75mm here real quick, just so we can, just so you can see like all of the cool details here. And yeah, just an absolutely amazing sculpt. The really dynamic cloak movement there with the samurai. Of course, it's an honor thing. They always carry two blades, right? So yeah, just
And you can see on the base there is like this lantern and a small bonsai, right?
yes,
But both of them and the floor also, they look traditional from when you look like from far away, but if you look closely, the details are very futuristic, very sci-fi. So yeah, we try to make a balance between the traditional Japanese design and a very modern one.
yeah, and I think there's it is one of the characteristics of cyberpunk, especially the stuff that came from Japan and anime, like Akira or Ghost in the Shell, stuff like that. There is always this element of like this really futuristic technology, but there's always an aspect of trying to keep the culture and trying to keep to give it some personality. So yeah, that's our this mini, and actually the next one, the Bionic Kitsune, are kind of our homage to that. It's they are in a way traditional, but they are another reading on a traditional setting, let's say.
And just to make sure,
Yeah.
don't forget this mask is from this character.
Yeah.
So yeah, the
Yeah,
prop
this,
from the
this is the this is the samurai neon mask, which is available in a separate folder. It's available to be printed in 4 different pieces, and it's like the assembly is really easy. We're getting better with that as we develop more and more props for our subscriptions. This is actually if you've missed it because we kind of dropped it in the last minute. We did a prop for our previous bundle, Sandy Dunes of Lutba. It's kind of like a wand or scepter thing. People have been joking around the offices that it's a bit of like a Sailor Moon one.
Yeah.
And we dropped it like on basically the last day of the subscription. But if you have the Sandy Dunes of Lutba, it's there. It's available there. It's technically our second prop for sci-fi, but the first one that we did that was actually planned to be a prop for the bundle, for the subscription. The first one we did was in a live stream. It's the hand grenade, which is in the welcome pack, I believe. And now we did this awesome mask, which fits really, really well on my huge head.
Yeah.
So yeah, don't worry, it's gonna fit you very well as well.
And it's comfortable because Tiago has been using it for a long time already, and
Yeah,
he can still breathe.
I put a mask on like half an hour before we started the live stream, and I refuse to take
Just
it
to
down.
get into that character.
Unless someone specifically complains on chat or something, we are definitely. And let me just. I'm gonna have to reload chat, just because I'm not. It's not loading for me. Yeah. So yeah, just let us know in chat if you can hear us well, if everything is copacetic.
We started this prop idea with the fantasy bundle, but now we are slowly starting doing props for the sci-fi subscription, and it would be really cool to have your feedback on it. Like, do you want more props? What kind of props do you want? Please let us know so we can.
Yeah, so so we
Yeah.
can plan ahead and drop the prop in the beginning of the month, like this one, which is really cool. It does have a couple of loops on the side. It has 4 loops, 2 on each side, so you can you can put the straps through however you want to. And yeah, it's actually like it's way more comfortable than an actual like COVID mask.
You can place like a COVID mask inside it and walk into the street. But in many places you don't have to
wear. The
wear.
reason I didn't do it is because I want to contaminate this one as much as possible so I can take it home with me. Okay, so yeah, this is the Neon Street Samurai sculpt by Victor Prado. So let's move on to our next character.
You can show the concept art also.
Let's show the concept art for the Neon Street Samurai before we move on. So yeah, this is the concept art, and I think the translation from the concept to the actual mini on this one, like really delivered. I think both artists are like. Congratulations on some amazing work. And yeah, next up we have the Bionic Kitsune. And the Bionic Kitsune, it feels kind of the same archetype as the Neon Street Samurai. It's kind of the female version, but it's also got a little bit of its own personality, right? Let me put this here. It has its own thing going on. In the lore that we came up with we kind of have them in like separate corners, right? There's probably going to be some epic clash of samurai in this bundle in your game. And yeah, let's take a look at how the sculpt for the Bionic Kitsune, a sculpt by João Comaceto, turned out. This one is again a very traditional theme, but on a futuristic take. And if you take a closer look at the armor pieces, and I think we're gonna be able to see this better on the bust version once we go into it in a little bit. There are all these like her arms are mechanic, right? And there's a lot of just little details that can hint at the true nature of it. And I think the closer look is gonna be better for it. Yeah, we're just trying to refocus the camera here. Yes, there we go. So yeah, also a very dynamic pose. It's something people have been asking us to do. We tend to vary it a little bit, a couple because it's the poses are one of those things. Some people want more static poses, and some people want more and more dynamic poses, and there are different reasons for it. Some people want like a specific thing out of a character that they're playing. And actually, let me take off the mask. I'm just gonna bring it down a little bit because I'm starting to hear my own breathing, and that's probably not okay. So a couple of people want to play with a they have a particular idea of what a character would be doing, right? So they either want a really dynamic pose that they can use it for a diorama, or they can bring it to their maybe they're playing a more fight-friendly character, let's say, and they want to be able to always be hitting something, so they want a more dynamic pose. But for some people, a character like holding like shooting a gun or with a sword drawn or something like that, it's not what they want for their social setting, right? Just to put that character into a bar or in a diorama or something. So yeah, we try to do a little bit of variation. They're not like completely static poses. They're not A or T posing, right?
Yeah.
But they're all. But we've been conscious to try to do a little bit of variety in the poses in general. I think we can show the bust, the second bust of the day, and let me change the bust of the Bionic kitsune here, and I keep bumping into the mic now with the mask. And yeah, a little bit of a different pose for the bust. Okay, and we do that once in a while with the bust. Can you tell us about the thought process behind that, Alvaro?
Yeah, so for most cases, we can use the same pose for both the full character and the bust. But sometimes, like in this case, her sword was in a very wide pose. Like she was holding the sword back. And as a bust, it would look very weird and would take a big area to display her. So we decided to change a little the pose. And we made this new pose like she's how do you say?
Drawing.
No, not yeah. You can use it.
Cheating.
Yeah, both drawing or cheating.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cheating.
her sword after killing some bad guys or good guys, who knows? And as a bust, for me, it looks awesome like this. Much better than the other pose would look. And yeah, so sometimes with this new format of bust, we have to make those changes sometimes because a few months ago we used to do busts in a different way, like with no arms and in a larger scale. But like this, we can show much more
Of the character.
character, yeah, the personality of each character. And for me, this pose looks amazing as a bust. I guess the painters will love to paint this bust.
Yeah, and again,
How those masks are called? Do you know?
I forgot the
Yeah.
name. But they are really popular. I think someone from the team is actually gonna Google it for us. We do have like Santa's little helpers or around here.
Yeah, it's like a fox or a cat mask on her. Yeah, Jose is searching for
It's a kitsune mask. Yeah, but it's also like it's a great opportunity with doing the Cyberpunk team. Is a great opportunity in sci-fi to do a couple of different textures that we don't usually do for the sci-fi.
Someone
But
on
as
the
well-
chat said it's a menpo. It's how it's pronounced.
Yeah, chat is not loading for me, so if you could. pay
Yeah,
attention.
Kabuki. I'm not sure. It's a cool mask.
Yeah, kabuki is the traditional theater, right? The traditional Japanese theater, and yeah, I think it could work as a kabuki mask. So yeah, just beautiful. A lot of different textures. Usually in the sci-fi bundles, we do at least we've been doing a lot of hard surfaces,
Yeah.
right? especially with the soldiers we've been doing and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So getting a chance to have some skin showing and hair, a little bit of wood on the hairdress there, the and leather and cloth, stuff like that. And you guys are surely gonna have a lot of fun with all of that, right?
Yeah.
It's always nice to give the painters a little bit of a challenge.
And I
something fun
also
to work with.
like that you're talking about her arms. I like that her arms are, when you look closely, they are like bionic or
Yeah, they're
look
mechanic
like
arms. They're
yeah,
prosthetic arms,
like
basically.
Alita's arm, and it's nice because a lot of robots they have like really hard edges. Like you can see by far that they are robots, like made of a heavy material, but her, uh, she has like really feminine forms, like very
Yeah, it's
delicate.
very
Yeah.
human and,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
a little bit organic. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
If you're seeing from afar, it's a little bit like that body of.
She looks like the girl from the Cat Spirit episode for Love, Death and Robots. That's Steampunk, not Cyberpunk. Or she looks
Yeah,
Ooh,
Roberto is
yes,
saying
yes.
about something that I didn't watch.
Yeah, there's a couple of Love, Death and Robot episodes. Also, like something like Alita Battle Angel.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a great reference for this, and it's kind of post-human or transhuman aesthetic. It's kind of like the augmented humans, right? Just because you are part robot, eventually everyone's gonna be part robot, part machine, and you don't have to look like it. It can be integrated kind of flawlessly into the body, and I think this accomplishes it quite well. I think there's actually a video of some company that did like a robot arm for industrial machinery and stuff like that, and they actually like used the robot arm to showcase its precision, and it just holds a katana
Oh yeah,
and cuts
they
a
are
bunch of stuff. And,
Yeah.
and does a couple of practice swings with it. And yeah, imagine that kind of strength, like a robot arm strength, on an actual sword swings. That's when you get into the anime stuff, right? Cutting off heads with one swing, stuff like that. That's what you need to do. Okay, so let's move on to our next model, and let me not bump into the mic again. So the next one we have up is the Badass PI, and I think it's the inspiration for this one. It's kind of quite clear, although it wasn't a very successful movie when it came out. Blade Runner.
Yeah,
It's
Ryan
the-
Gosling, right?
No, like even the first version of Blade
Yeah,
Runner
yeah.
wasn't very successful when it came out, and I think the kind of private eye on a world that's kind of gone to hell. It's a very common theme nowadays. It kind of started with that idea of Blade Runner, and then it kind of became a trope. And we couldn't not do one badass detective that is kind of competing in a world full of replicants and cyborgs and robots. He's kind of and where society has, well, it's not a nice place to live, right? It's very. I think there's a particular cyberpunk definition, which is high tech, low life, and everyone's a low life basically. It's not, or most people are. It's not a great place to. Cyberpunk societies are usually quite dystopic, right? It's kind of built into the scenario. And the Badass PI, and the sculpt by Gustavo Glisse.
I have no
That's
idea.
it.
There's a lot of hard names too.
Yeah, a lot of hard names of our artists. I should probably get in touch with them and get like a pronunciation guide or something. So yeah, but it translated really well into the sculpt again, the kind of the flowing overcoat. You can imagine like you can imagine this character in a scene of either Blade Runner or even something like Altered Carbon, one of those things. It would fit like right into those shows. You can imagine this character like kind of just drenched in the rain, running around a neon lit city, and yeah, just a really really badass cop.
Yeah, and the base is very simple, but you can see like this small sign with a one number there that suggests that he's on a crime scene with some bullets. How do you say?
Yeah, there's some bullet casings.
Cases, yeah. So something just happened, and he's there
Yeah,
to.
it's like the deals of the bases are really really cool, and they do tell a little bit of a story. We always try to whenever possible tell a little bit of a story with our bases, and once in a while we go really really crazy, which we're gonna talk about later today, and once in a while we go really 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 subtle, so you guys can kind of tell your own story, but it does have that little kind of hint, almost Easter egg there. So, yeah, that's the badass PI, and let's move on to our next character. So the next character is the Android Rebel. Let me just set this up here. So yeah, the Android Rebel, and a couple of people, again, whenever we do, as soon as we release the concept art, a couple of people were kind of annoyed, I would say, because of the gun position. They didn't think it would make sense in their head, but and it is not a fantasy world, but it's not real life, guys. Like, chill out. We're gonna get through this. We're getting better at doing the how would I put this? The conscious, the gun safety conscious characters, right? They're not putting their finger on the trigger as often, unless they actually mean to shoot. And I think the concept with this character in particular is not that she has a gun that fully comes out of her arm, is it?
No, it's like
Yeah. It's like literally a gun that she can like her
Yeah,
arm.
it came out from
Oh yeah, it
inside
came out
her.
from
Yeah,
her. Yeah. So
yeah. It looks like she's holding the gun, maybe because of the part that comes from below her arms.
which is kind of the
The
magazine below it. It would be like the magazine or the handle, something like that. But you guys have to think that she needs to be able to refill the ammo.
Yeah.
So yeah, that specific part comes off, and then she can put another magazine.
Yeah.
Or something like that. So yeah, but she's an android. There's definitely enough room there, especially if we use like nanotech or stuff like that. There's definitely enough room there for that gun.
Yeah.
And anyway, it is a big gun.
Yeah, and you can see in many characters, and in this case as well, that she has like a undercut, like it's in most cyberpunk arts we see it's a very common haircut.
Yeah, it's the side cut,
Yeah.
right? It's yeah.
It
you
looks
either-
like very
Yeah,
really
the side cut is what happens, and I think maybe it became very popular recently in real life, fairly recently. I would say like 2015 onwards, something like that. But the side cut is just a mohawk when people like don't have time to put the hair gel on in the morning.
Yeah.
That's when you get the side cut. But yeah, it's one of those like very very common kind of ubiquitous haircuts that you get in a cyberpunk setting, and it's one of those things as well. Like the haircuts kind of kind of cycle through time, right? So there are some haircuts that Vikings were using and that people are using today.
But I believe
Yeah.
I saw a historic study.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how to say, but he was saying that Vikings would never do like undercuts.
No,
like,
it wasn't like this.
total-
It wasn't like this. I'm
Yeah.
just saying like the
on the series, like
yeah, like there are a couple of haircuts that like people were wearing in the 20s, and that they are wearing again today.
yeah.
It's just because like every 10 years people start trying to do something different, and then we do something different and something different than that and different than that, and we just end up cycling back to an old haircut. There's a limited number of things that you can practically do with your hair.
Yeah. And also you can see on her face and on other characters like those small lines, like they have some implants on their brains, on their face. So it's a very cool detail that you can see on this bundle. Like they look very human, but when you look closely, there are some.
Yes, almost like a little bit like the androids from Detroit become human. Like androids in general have that. It's kind of the idea that maybe they can take off their face and
Yeah.
put another one on.
They have some seams like.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And this sculpt is by Caio Bellucci. I'm gonna say Bellucci.
Bellucci, yeah,
Yeah.
it sounds cool.
Yeah, it sounds cool. So yeah, an absolutely amazing sculpt. This one is definitely on the middle of combat. But yeah, let's move on to a professional fighter, our next mini. And this one is the Roboboxer. And there's a couple of different inspirations for this one. Can you?
He's so heavy that the base won't spin.
Yeah, I don't think it will. Let me adjust
Oh, yeah,
it here.
yeah. No.
Yeah. It's spinning now. So yeah, can you run us through the inspiration behind this one, Alvaro?
Yeah, this was a lot inspired by the I forgot the name of the movie.
Is
Iron Giant. No,
Is it the one with
the-
Hugh Jackman?
Yeah, with the Wolverine.
Yeah, it's the one with Hugh Jackman is Real Steel. I
Real
believe
Steel, yeah.
The title of that movie.
I really love this idea that the robot designed to be like a trainee dummy becomes a really good fighter because he can take a lot of
He can take a lot of hits
yeah,
before going
it's
down.
a really
Yeah,
cool
yeah.
concept.
Yeah, it is a really cool concept, and it's it's kind of the idea of how do I put this? It would be way more fun. Ooh, this is gonna sound so bad, but it would be way more fun if like the peak athletes could take as many steroids as they wanted, just so we could see like them beat each other up and kill each other the best way possible. And if you use robots to do that,
It's
you
okay.
get to be not a monster, right? You get to be to have a conscience.
Yeah.
So yeah, just make the robots fight each other. It's not like they have feelings or anything. I believe. Ooh, I keep hitting the mic. I believe this one in particular is it a full robot?
Yeah, the idea is that this guy was a fighter and he like started changing so many parts of his body that you don't know anymore. It's the human or
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, is there anything of human left in him? Maybe
yeah,
the brain?
it's a cool concept because if you think about transporting your mind to a robot, it looks like you died, and the robot it's a
Yeah,
copy of you.
Yeah, that's a,
But if you slowly change some parts until you are 100% a robot, is
Are
it
you?
you? Yeah.
yeah.
It's,
What's the limit, right? Like how much of your brain can you change before you're not
Yeah.
human anymore?
The whole vision data over
So yeah, let's transition into the model.
oh yeah.
And
There he
this one is sculpted by Daniel Sanchez.
There's also a cool inspiration that from that like the bad guy from Alita.
Yeah, the
he's
bad
a
guy from
huge
Cool.
robot. Yeah, it's more or less this. You don't know if he's a human or just
Yeah,
an android.
the characters from Alita, it's kind of, as I was saying, it's kind of like that post-human, transhuman, like they are, the technology is so far beyond us that they can just replace their entire bodies. And this guy clearly doesn't have much human left in him, right? You can see, I mean, you can see right through him. And I really, really like this detail
Yeah.
of this mini, that you can see right through him. It's almost like he's a skeleton or an undead character or something like that.
Yeah.
It really showcases, oh, this dude, he has gone through some stuff. He has sacrificed a lot
Yeah.
to become a better fighter.
And you can't punch his belly because there's no.
Yeah, there's nothing there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I have the chat? Yeah, let me take a look at chat here. Okay, so this is the Roboboxer, like just a straight up big robot guy. He's more of a cyborg than a robot, but it's kind of that RoboCop thing, right?
Yeah.
It's, as we were saying.
There's only his human face on their head, and
Yeah.
the rest is all robot.
Yeah, it's the Tetsu Antonio is saying it's the ship of Theseus in an android form. That one from did you watch WandaVision?
Yeah, if you chant.
Yeah,
I heard.
the ship of Theseus.
Yeah.
What's the? It's a mind experiment in the field of experimental metaphysics, something like that. But yeah, it's just look up the ship of Theseus. We're like starting to wax poetic about this, and we're gonna take too long because there's still a lot of awesome stuff in this bundle. And the next one is really cool. And yeah, let's transition into the next character, the driver. And we actually have a couple of different versions of the driver. The first one is the one from the concept art, right? It's the one that, but she does have a vehicle. She does have a car, and we're showcasing and this guy. Okay. So first of all, the character itself, it's really cool looking, right? I think our artists are really nailing the some cool different styles of hair. It's something that you don't see everywhere. We're just trying to adjust the focus here. So the character is great. It's great looking. It could fit in a cyberpunk world, but it could also kind of fit into that kind of 80s aesthetic, right? Where it's kind of, you know, when people from the 70s and 80s make a movie and they try to imagine what the world's gonna look like in like 2050 or something, and it's always made through that lens. Yeah, so this character could also fit into that kind of mid 80s aesthetic, which, you know, it's a fun. It was probably a fun time to be alive. A lot of cool stuff coming out in the theaters at that point. And now let's see if we have the. Do we have it? Is it focused yet? Yes, there we go. And this sculpt is by Robson Barros, or 3D team lead for the sci-fi bundles. And okay, this sculpt is awesome, but it's also just one of the versions of this character that we have. And to showcase the other version, we need to talk about. Oh, I just broke something. It was a long streak. It was almost 6 months without breaking anything during a live stream, and it's over now. But as I was saying, we have a different version of this character. We have been kind of showcasing the 32mm in a right in the corner here. If you could push it forward a little bit. Yeah, so this is the 32mm version of the Majesty 2071 car. And it does have the driver driving the car. How fun! But we also have a 75mm version of it. And the car, let us do the 75mm. Can you help me out here?
Oh, I think it's better to show here. It's too big for the that camera.
Yeah, it's a
Let me
little
hold
bit
it.
too big.
Okay.
Let's see here. Yeah. So yeah, it's really, really big. We don't usually do 75mm objects, but with this one, it was kind of required. It's kind of part of what
Yeah.
makes the character, And yeah, we're about to transition to the big car. Just a second, guys. While we focus the camera here and adjust everything. And the car was actually sculpted by Alex Marik. But I think both versions of the character was sculpted by Hobson, right?
Yeah, the driver itself, it was by Robinson.
Oops. Yeah, so let's and the top, the hood actually pops off. So you can see the driver right here. Piloting the car. It's not like a traditional steering wheel. It's not a traditional steering wheel. The interior of the car looks a little bit like the interior of a really, really advanced car in an 80s spy movie, which I think is exactly the feel we were going for with this one.
Yeah, for this car we tried to make this like a old school feel, like a muscle car, with some improvements. So you can see like how do you say the mirrors on the side?
The rear view mirrors.
Yeah, they are like cameras. Yeah, there are a lot of upgrades that the driver did to this car.
Yeah, it's a little bit like the David Hasselhoff series Knight Rider. It's a little bit like the car from that, but it also has we also have our own take on this. And actually, let's go back to the 32mm car here real quick. You may notice we have like a fully painted version here. I don't know if it's gonna be able to spin around. We don't need it to. This is the 32mm version that we have it like fully painted, plus some like cool decals, I think we would call it. Yeah. And you may notice that it actually has the headlights that light up and the brake lights also light up. We're gonna have a painting video for this car, plus we're gonna have
spin
like we're gonna have a painting video for this car. We're also gonna have a little bit of a tutorial on how to set up the LEDs to make this work. So yeah, just amazing work by the team with this one. So yeah, first off we have the driver, and next up we have let's show the concept art for the Majesty 71. It's just such a really, really cool car. It has some personality to it, right? And I think
one important detail is that the glass,
the windshield.
Windshield, yeah. We made two options for this car. You have like a covered version, so you can print with a transparent resin and have a really cool effect if you are able to use this resin. And if you want like an empty version without the glass, you can print this one that we printed, and inside this piece you can place like a transparent material.
Yeah,
like
some a plastic sheet or something.
yeah, and
So
make
you
this
can, you
glass
can
effect.
cut it into shape of the windshield and just
Yeah.
place it there. It may be a little bit easier than to work with translucent
Yeah.
resin.
We are
Some people don't have the best results when working.
yeah,
with
we are
translucent
trying
resins.
to print more models with transparent resin, but it's really hard to have like a nice finish, like nice details in the area that has supports. We are having some issues, but we are getting there.
Oh, actually, before we move on, I'd just like to show the bust version. She is our third bust for today. The driver.
Yeah, she has a really nice style. Like her hair is amazing. I guess this one will be really fun for the painters as well. You can make like a really nice effect on her glasses.
Yeah, let's just.
Yeah,
Yeah, there we go.
you can see like gloves on her belt. It has a how is the name of this driver from Ryan Gosling as well?
Yes,
This
it's,
driver,
it's
yeah.
the movie Driver. It
Yeah,
has a little bit of a
Has a
driver
cool
feel to
jacket.
it. Yeah.
and wear gloves.
Rex doesn't chat is saying I wanted a transformer with that alt mode. I don't think we're like anything mechanic. I know you're like joking, Rex does, but anything mechanic, it's a little bit difficult to do in resin. But who knows? Maybe someday we'll do something like that. It is a bit of a challenge, let's say. Okay, now we are ready to move on to our next character. Of course, we have a driver. We also need to have a biker. They are like kind of a huge part of sci-fi settings, especially with stuff like Akira, right? Motorcycles are kind of death traps, and often in those movies, stuff like Akira, people are not wearing helmets. I don't know why. I know there are protests in some parts of the US for the right to not wear a helmet, which, you know, it's cool, I guess. It's your choice, but it's a weird one. But yeah, they are kind of deadly death traps, and they are so cool. And I think the fact that they are so dangerous just makes them cooler. And yeah, so we needed an old school biker. Let me just try to set this up here on the background. And for the biker, we also have two versions of the model. We have the standing version, which is the one from the concept art here, and we have a version leaning that is made to lean against the bike. And yeah, let's transition into it now. And the old school biker was sculpted by João Comaceto. And again, his bike, the MFM Raijin 3K, was sculpted by Alex Maric, the same artist that sculpted the car. So yeah, can you tell us a little bit about this model, Alvaro?
Yeah, so at first, I imagine, well, we have to do like not a reference, but something like Akira, a cool cyberpunk bike. And of course, we needed a biker. For the driver, we decided to make a second pose where she's driving the car. But for the biker, I thought that it would be cooler to have not the biker riding the bike, but like posing, sitting on the bike like a badass guy, and it would be a really cool diorama to paint, I guess. And so yeah, we did this second pose for him, and it's a really cool model.
Yeah, and it's also like the bike itself. It's a really really cool model for a bike. The 75 millimeter again is not something that we usually do.
Yeah,
But
I imagine this one when I first saw the bike printed in 32 millimeters. I thought, oh, it's such a cool model. We can't let the opportunity to make a bigger bike go. So I imagine it like a horse, a mount that we do for fantasy. So yeah, it's almost a character that we needed to do in a bigger version as well.
yeah, so this is not something we're gonna do every time.
Yeah.
So don't go getting your hopes up. We're not
Like a
at least
75 space.
yeah, we're not getting
like,
75 millimeter spaceships just yet. There's still a lot of convincing work I have to do with Alvaro before we get there. But who knows? Maybe someday. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna get there, guys. I'm gonna kind of sort of promise that I'll try really hard. So yeah, this is a really cool character. This one, it's again, like every single character in this bundle could be working for the good guys or the bad guys. They could be like a shadow runner or something like that. They are all kind of mercs. Okay, a couple of the guys later on do look like bad guys, but the old school biker specifically like could work either way, and it's just a really, really cool model. You do not want to get hit by, like, you do not want to get into a fight with a guy that's wearing like all the protections for the bike, right? The helmet and everything. Like the dude's basically wearing armor, and then he comes at you with a chain. If you don't have something on of your own, you're kind of screwed. So yeah, maybe don't get into a fight with him. So yeah, let's go back to the concept art here. And we're gonna go back to concept art of the bike itself. The MFM Raijin. MFM stands for Mount Fuji Motors. It's just kind of a little bit of an Easter egg there. We needed a name for the bikes.
Yeah.
We're as we accelerate the bundle production, and we've been trying to do that for a while just to give ourselves some breathing space. We found that we need to come up with the names faster and faster as well. And if you've created a character for any RPG, you know that like the hardest part is always coming up with a name. So yeah, we've been trying to create them like better and faster, but and we do have like a quality control system, which is basically I look at the name and I say if it sounds weird or something. The next one kind of went through, and I didn't see it until we had released it. So the next one is Jeff Musk. I wonder what that could possibly be referencing. So yeah, the next one is our really, really, I'm gonna say, bad guy. He looks just a little bit like Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah.
In his little
Fisk
throne there,
from the
or Fisk from
Yeah.
he's kind of a kingpin, a crime boss, right? We are not saying anything about anyone who may or may not have any of these names. We are not making political commentary or anything. It was just, a cool reference, a little bit of an Easter egg. So yeah, this is Jeff Musk. This is Jeff Musk. And this sculpt is by Victor Prado. And I think this one like really kind of encapsulates the kingpin crime boss feel of it. So yeah,
Yeah.
what do you have to say about this one, Alvaro?
Yeah, I love this one. Yeah, there's this funny name, but we didn't mean anything with it. And I love that he has a lot of personality. You can see a gun on one hand, a whiskey glass on the other. You can see also that there's a cable or plug on his head that's coming from the, the, the throne or the chair. Yeah. And maybe it's like a drug or
Maybe it's like a little bit of a life support system.
yeah, it's like
Yeah,
it's up to you. Yeah.
Or maybe it's even like a reality sim thing. Like in Shadowrun, there's this thing where you go into a chair and there's a little you can connect to it, and you can basically you can kind of go into the matrix, but you can relive like memories from other people that they
yeah.
recorded, stuff like that. So yeah, it could be something like that. He's just could be a skill soft, stuff like that. Yeah, there's a lot of different things that it could be, and you can definitely make it fit like whatever mythology you build for your world. As Alvaro said, he does have a lot of personality.
Yeah, his anatomy looks amazing. The sculpting work on the folds, like on his clothes, are amazing. And yeah, amazing job.
Yeah, just as a matter, like this kind of body type for male characters, we actually do kind of quite often. Recently, for the fantasy bundle,
Yeah.
when we did the fantasy bundle concept art for the next bundle, one of the heroes has a little bit of a different body type,
Yeah.
a little bit of a fuller body type, and people were kind of weird about it. I don't know. And from our point of view, we're just kind of expanding the body types that we are doing for different characters. Male, female, doesn't matter. We do fat characters or really strong characters or really skinny characters for the male characters, and we're also gonna start doing all of that variety for the female characters.
Yeah,
right?
since the beginning we never wanted to make like very sexy female characters, like when there's no reason for that. So every female character has like a functional armor, but most of them has like this athletic body.
Athletic
Like,
build,
yeah. And from now on we will start to doing like you said, different body types. Not always like we don't.
Yeah, and I think this time as well, it was just kind of a combination. As we said, it's not that we're never gonna do a character that is sexy or body positive, because I think that's how we see it. It's just a character that is very, very confident on themselves. And again, when we do that with a male character, with a barbarian or something like that, that is not wearing a shirt or anything, people don't think twice about it. But I think there is a little bit of a with this particular character in the fantasy bundle, we wanted to we kind of did two things at once. We did a character that is very body positive and has a different body shape.
Yeah.
So yeah, that it's also we did that a little bit with sci-fi, but you can expect more of that to come. So yeah, just
the feedback from our community.
it was largely very positive.
Yeah,
It was
most
largely
people
very positive.
really liked it.
Okay, so
Are you showing the?
No, I will show now.
Yeah, we are showing. It's like it's a sci-fi bundle that we are talking about. But since we talk about this this other hero from our fantasy bundle, there she is.
yeah,
Amazing concept. Yeah.
yeah, it's a really, really amazing concept, and it's just it's just a different body type. Okay, so next up we have the drone rigger, and it kind of comes with an extra model. If you could go to the next concept art, it's the drone. And yeah, you're gonna be able to see a lot of this smaller drones in the drone rigger model. Uh, and if we go back to the concept art there, and this one is kind of crazy, right? And can you tell us which artist did this concept art?
Oh,
Do you remember?
Um,
Was it the guy who's always like doing the
yeah,
the
it was.
extra-
Yeah, it was Kevin.
was Kevin? Yeah.
Kevin is an amazing
Kevin
concept
Precioso.
art. Yeah, he's an amazing concept artist that started working for us like a few months ago, and we always have to like
Yeah, we have
stop
to,
him.
Yeah, we have to rein him in
Yeah.
because sometimes the stuff that he draws based on the briefing
Yeah.
is kind of like, okay, that's really cool, but it's maybe way too much for a mini.
Yeah,
We don't know if we're gonna be able to do this.
yeah. If we ask, oh, can you like design a like chair, and he does the most detailed chair I have ever seen. So yeah, he's like so good that we have to calm down, man, calm down. Yeah,
he's very excitable as
Yeah.
well. So our other artists are also great.
Yeah,
but
of course.
they kind of understand like, okay, this is not gonna be. I really wish I could do this, but it's not gonna be able to. It's not gonna translate really well into the mini. But Kevin kind of doesn't care.
Yeah.
Kevin gives 0 Fs.
yeah. And sometimes we have to let his imagination go and yeah, just design something amazing, and that's what he did there. This concept art is awesome.
Yeah, so let's take a look at the actual model, right? So this one was sculpted by Diogo Colares, both the drone rigger and the drone, which I'm gonna put right here on the side just so you guys have a little bit of a sense of scale. And it's a drone rigger, like a rigger in something like Shadowrun is a character that controls that can like jack in or remotely control drones, right? It's a rigger. You can see this archetype in like stuff like D&D as well. There's the artificer that can do that. It can have a mechanical companion, or even or even something like Starfinder. If you have an engineer character, you may have the type of engineer that the whole thing is controlling drones. This guy in particular, he's on top of a drone that resembles a little bit of a glider from the
Green Goblin.
the Green Goblin from the Spider-Man movies. And yeah, it looks a little bit like that. It's kind of awesome, It's like the ultimate version of a hoverboard. And like as I was saying, sometimes the base tells a lot about the character,
Yeah.
informs a lot about the character. This base, and I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see it, but in this base there are a lot of like little, like smaller drones, like this one, just coming out of the smoke. So it's a little bit of a tornado, right? Like all the smaller drones just following the drone rigger around, and it's such a cool dynamic pose and dynamic piece. Like the drone rigger would still be cool if he wasn't in this particular base, but the base just elevates him to the next level.
Yeah.
Definitely, right? And there's all these cool little details. I mean, even his helmet kind of looks a little bit like the drones.
Drone, yeah, it looks like he's able to see what the drones
drones
are.
are seeing,
Yeah,
yeah.
like he can control them, all of them with his
Yeah,
mind or something.
almost like maybe he has the drone, like he can command the drones to just form the helmet on his head or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, just such a cool model with the spinning as well. That is 42 kinds of awesome. Yeah, people seem to like it, and this is not the kind of design that we can do with like every mini.
Yeah.
But once in a while, once per bundle or something like that, or maybe even less, we like to do it because it's some really out there stuff. It's stuff that you're not gonna see anywhere else. It's really really good for the painters and for dioramas, and if you want to compose a scene. So we're always trying to like figure out that balance between what we're gonna do for players and what we're gonna do for painters, and we always do at least a little bit for everyone.
Yeah.
And I think the drone rigger is kind of a character that has the painters a little bit more in mind than
Yeah.
than the players. But the players get a lot in these bundles as
Yeah,
well.
you
so-
have the separate drone, so you can have multiple drone on the table and like
Yeah,
make a
you can have the drone rigger as a boss just
Yeah.
flowing around the battlefield, and you're actually fighting the literal drones. So it works for players as well. But I think the painters are gonna have more fun with this one.
yeah.
I really want to see the dioramas that are gonna come out of this. Okay, so next up, we have actually the model, which is our fourth and last bust for this model, right? Is the Robopunk, which Luiza is painting right now.
Oh yeah.
So let me get the 75mm Robopunk here. And yeah, I'm gonna put the mask back on. It's just a little bit easier to control, so I don't bump into the mic. I'm not getting separated from this mask anytime soon. Yeah, this feels good. This feels nice. Okay, so the Robopunk, like you always need we've been trying to do droids or robots in every bundle. You guys really, and people in general, and you guys really seem to like them. And for obvious reasons, right? They are really popular and really useful in a lot of different scenarios. So yeah, we always try to sneak one into a bundle, and with the teams that we've been doing, there's always space in the lore for a character like this, and yeah, this one is it reminds me a little bit of Chappie, right? That kind of scrawny, skinny
Yeah.
robot, with the scrawny, skinny robot that has no business being as punk and as badass as it is. It also looks a little bit like one of the a humanoid Boston Dynamics robot,
Yeah.
which I think is what Chappie was basically based on. So yeah, let's take a look at this quote by Daniel Sanchez. So yeah, it's an absolutely, and let me get the 32mm here. It's an absolutely great sculpt. Sometimes it's hard to convey expression or personality when a character doesn't actually have a face.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's a little bit of a challenge, but I think Danielle actually managed to do it quite well. The pose that the character is striking, the finger gestures, right? The spikes, kind of the spiked mohawk. It's a really great character all around.
And I think it's really cool to have like a robot,
Uh-huh.
like a very advanced technology, using a jacket, like a jeans jacket or something like this,
Yeah.
and using a club as a
Yeah,
weapon.
it's actually like
It looks
a
really
vest,
amazing.
right? It doesn't have sleeves. It's a vest. It's even worse than that. It's even more
Yeah.
80s. It's
yeah,
even,
and it
it's
has
even
even
more
a belt on. Yeah, and looks really fun and cool. Why not do
Yeah,
this?
sometimes it's not about practicality. It's about looking good.
Yeah,
It's about looking cool. It's about presenting putting yourself out there. And we actually have Luiza is painting the bus version of it right now. Can we transition it to it? Say hello to everyone, Luiza. Just say bye. Yay! Yay! And yeah, it's looking real good. I love the colors.
So what are you working with there? So there's red, obviously. There's some gold. There's some black or gray. Oh, is that some chrome paint? Something like that? Oh yeah, kind of. Yeah, it looks really cool, and we're definitely gonna post pictures of the of Luiza's work once she's done. Uh, we have started producing more painting content for the sci-fi subscription. Luiza has been helping us out a lot with that. So before we only had Marcia as a resident painter, and it was a lot for just Marcia alone to do, especially once we got around to the second subscription. So yeah, Luiza has come in and kind of saved our asses. So thank you so much for that, Luiza.
And also, we can't forget to mention that Vani painted this.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
or we have a third painter, or one of the members of our 3D support team is also a very talented painter. He painted actually when I did that infected astronaut in our third bundle, I think, second or third bundle.
Yeah,
for sci-fi.
it was the first one.
Oh, what's the first one?
Yeah.
Oh, it was. Yes, what's the first one? Yes, SOS, Savage Outbreak in Space. It makes sense now. So yeah, he painted that one, that amazing one of the reflection on the actual helmet. He painted that. He painted this mask as well. He has painted a couple of pieces for us. Unfortunately, he's always very busy doing the supports for the minis. But yeah, Marcia has been trying to steal him from the 3D support team for a while. She may be able to do it. I don't know. It's gonna depend on him a little bit. He's got the skills for it. So so yeah. Let's see what else we have. So next up we have the club bouncer. And let's go around here. So we always need a cool bouncer, especially if you're doing something like underground work. You need security, right? So Jeff Musk needs security. And about Jeff Musk, I think his name was almost Elon Bezos. Actually, yeah, I think it was like a last minute change, something like that, right, Alvaro?
Yeah, we are between those two options.
So yeah, it could have been worse. So yeah, we always need a bouncer. This particular bouncer, like, there are a lot of enhanced people in a cyberpunk setting, right? A lot of street samurais. Maybe you're playing Shadowrun and there's some adept with some magic fuckery going on. So the bouncer needs to be able to take a hit and dish out a lot of punishment. This guy definitely can do it. He has the enhanced muscles. Like guys are gonna be able to see like the details on his shoulders of like that machinery. I don't know exactly what that is, but it's definitely some enhancement for.
Yeah, it has
so
a Bane vibe to it. Like, there's
yes, it is a little bit of a Bane vibe. Oh, and actually, now that I'm looking at his back, it does look a little bit like the wiring on his back, and we're gonna try to showcase this detail. It looks a little bit like a scorpion, like the claws on a scorpion, something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was like intentional by
Yeah,
the sculptor or anything, but yeah, definitely a little bit of a Venom vibe to it. He's not carrying any guns, but he probably doesn't need to. Like the only guns he needs are the ones are like these ones.
Yeah, he actually has like the belt.
Yeah, like brass knuckles and a truncheon and
Yeah.
stuff like that. He has melee weapons, right?
Yeah.
And a stun baton as well. So yeah, he's got a lot of stuff to deal with things on melee combat. And this one was sculpted by Carlos Fontinelli.
This one is a very cool to make like a free hand or use like the calls. How do you say
where-
decals, the that we use on the car, those
Oh, the decals.
decals, yeah.
Yeah, for on his
for
arms
tattoos,
for
like-
tattoos.
yeah.
Yes, definitely. Decals, stickers, anything that fits in there. I think it would work amazing. So a big guy he's not like huge or large size or anything, but he's bigger than your average guy. Let me put the driver next to him.
Yeah, he's a very tall guy.
So yeah, he's very tall. He's like a head taller than other people, at least. Maybe a foot and a half taller than our other average characters. So yeah, you probably don't want to get into trouble in the club that he's guarding, which is the Neon Street 3K club.
Yeah.
The Neon Street 3K, like the story of this bundle happens on Neon Street, is one of the main settings, and Jeff Musk's club, it's the building number is 3K 3000, so that's why. So yeah, we still have a lot of stuff to go to today. We have a couple more characters, and then we have the objects for this bundle, which are kind of awesome. So let's move on to our next character, which is the Cyberpunk. So the Cyberpunk, which is right here, let's change things up. So the Cyberpunk is it's a little bit of a more of another enhanced animal character. We did it once with the Cyberpunk for our welcome pack.
Yeah.
I keep hitting the mic. We did it once with the Cyberpunk, and once in a while it's nice to do a fun character like this. It's a little bit like Caesar from Planet of the Apes, right?
Yeah.
It's a forcefully evolved simian,
Yeah.
right? So it's a really fun character. We did it as a combat medic. Someone actually, when we posted the concept art for him, someone was like, "Oh man, I am like an actual combat medic. Can you guys do and when you do a combat medic, you do a chimpanzee? That's not cool." But we actually did. We did a combat medic before.
Yeah.
In a previous bundle. What? Yeah, it wasn't the Spacecraft Crasher bundle. It was like a couple months ago.
Yeah.
So we do have like a regular cool combat medic, and you guys can check it out. But if you want to have some fun, the Cyberpunk is the way to go, and he looks so cool.
Yeah.
And he was sculpted by Caio Bellucci.
Yeah, for this bundle, we try to make everything like from Earth in the future. So usually we make some aliens and some weird creatures, but for this one we wanted everything to look more human. But we also wanted, let's make a not human or not cyborg or not robot character. And so we decided to make a real animal, like a monkey, a chimpanzee, into a really cool and interesting character. So we came with this idea, and he looks amazing. And also you can notice that his right arm is like a robot arm. He's like the guy. He's very smart. Like he has like this Albert Einstein hair, which make him look smart. And he like the first idea is that he's the one responsible for the implants and the cybernetics.
Yeah, the cybernetic implants.
Implants.
And
Yeah.
And he looks like, he looks like a really cool character, right? And it's different. Like we do, whenever we are doing a bundle, we know we have to do kind of what people expect.
but we also kind of have to do what people don't expect and like different things, because there's a lot of different people that we are trying to please with the bundles. So the Cyberpunk Z may not be everyone's favorite, but it's gonna be a lot of people's favorite.
Yeah.
That's enough. You know, you don't need to like every single mini in a bundle, but you're gonna like a lot of them, and you're gonna get your money's worth from those minis alone. So yeah, Cyberpunk Z, really cool character, really fun character, and we should do more animals. A couple of people have already asked multiple times for like fully animal bundles. I don't know if we're gonna do a fully
Yeah.
furry bundle.
Yeah. It's a
maybe
little thing.
maybe at least a couple of lizard people, so we can have the scalies satisfied as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be a. I don't know if we're gonna do a fully anthropomorphic animal bundle anytime soon. But it's gonna be kind of like the. It will maybe be kind of like the what we do with the fantasy bundles and the were creatures, right? Once in a while we drop a were rhino or were raven, something like that. Once in a while we're probably gonna drop a animal person, right? So at some point. So okay, next up we have again another really cool character and a kind of a bit of a technically challenging one to do, right? Because of the backpack. We have the credit merchant. And again, we're not separating anymore. We used to have like an NPC category, but it's a little bit of a toss up of what we consider an NPC and what you guys are actually gonna use the minis for. This one's a merchant. We do them all the time for the fantasy subscription, and people really like them, right? They're like, merchants are always cool NPCs because they are the source of the cool stuff that the player characters get. You need a new weapon, you need a nice vehicle,
A new arm.
a new arm. The merchants may be the ones that have it for you, and if they don't have it, they know who does have it, and they know how to find them. So yeah, the credit merchant is that kind of character. He's also he's either like a very heavily modified cyborg, or he's an android, right?
Yeah.
Be-
Yeah, it's up to you.
yeah, it's up to you guys to decide.
Yeah.
He does have a lot of if he started out as human, he does have a lot of augmentations. He does have a lot of modifications, and that's probably the reason why he can carry like this gigantic backpack. which
Maybe the
was-
robots want to look more human, and they modify their bodies to become more like
Yeah, they want to look more human to be more
Accepted more,
easily
yeah.
accepted. Yes, absolutely. And the credit merchant was sculpted by Uriel Mendes.
It looks like the adventurer guy that we just released it as a free mini. Yeah.
Yes,
You can download-
yes. You can
Where
download-
can you find it?
Look,
If you go to
YouTube.com.
Yeah, if you go to
freebies.
if you go to lootstudios.com/freebies.
freebies.
Yeah, you can find not just the adventure but other free miniatures that we released for you guys.
Yeah, all for our free content is up there for you to download.
Yeah.
So we have the Cyberpunk, and we have the ones from the fantasy subscription, and we have the ones from the Viking subscription. So there's what?
Free PDFs.
Yeah,
PDFs,
yeah.
yeah.
Also free PDFs. We've started like developing more player focused content now. You can find that there. So yeah, and he does look a little bit like the
the adventure, just like the vibe, like the small guy carrying
Yeah,
the
with a huge-
gigantic backpack with the really detailed, items on
We are
it.
just going to place the link on the chat so you can go there and download some free minis and content. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I think that it'll be so. Bare Bones is suggesting we do for the animals, the anthropomorphic animals, an uplifted dolphin. That would be a fun one to do. So yeah, this is the credit merchant. And there's a lot of details. I don't know if you're gonna be able to get through all of them, but you can see like it actually has a couple of arms like just hanging from the top of the top of the backpack at the backs, and there's like a couple of ammo boxes as well. Just a lot of he's just carrying a lot of stuff. Has a weapon on the side here. I think it may be an AK variant or something. So this is definitely not the kind of NPC that you kill in the video game just to get all of his stuff without having to pay for it. This is the kind of guy that's gonna shoot you back. So yeah, this is the credit merchant. It is an absolutely great mini. And last but not least, we have the last character for today, and probably the best character for today, the bestest boy. We have the enhanced dog. And yeah, the enhanced dog, a lot of you guys caught the reference like immediately. The idea here is kind of like this is the dog that would eventually become the Cyberpunk, right? Yeah, people just kept genetically messing with him and enhancing him until he became the Cyberpunk. But in this bundle, he's just he's just one of the examples of how life can be better once you have sufficiently advanced society. Because if your dog loses a paw or something, you can just replace it, and you can just keep replacing it until you have like a fully robotic dog, maybe. Yeah, this guy is just really cool, really cute. And yeah, and a couple of people have been asking us already if we're only gonna do pugs for sci-fi. We have done other types of dogs for the fantasy subscription. We just don't always have an opportunity to do a dog for sci-fi. But yeah, maybe we will do some variations later.
Yeah.
I remember like one of the first things people asked for when we released the Cyberpunk as a freebie before we even released the sci-fi subscription. One of the first things people asked for was for a bundle of just dog people, and that's been a while. So maybe we should get around to that. I don't know if we're ever gonna do a bundle of just dog people.
Yeah.
But you know. So yeah, this is the enhanced dog, and the sculpt for this one is by Lailson Camini. Yeah, let me take the mask off again. Just the goodest boy.
You can see a ball. Like he's playing with a ball, a small.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
He actually has a small ball there. So yeah, this is the last character for this bundle, but we still have a couple of minutes to go through. Before I forget, the sculptors for the mask are both Robson Barros and Victor Prado.
Yeah.
Just so I don't forget it. And yeah, let's move on to the objects for this bundle. And we're gonna start off with the big one, the Neon Street Tower. So the Neon Street Tower is it was designed as both something that you can use for like actual play, and as something that you can use just to compose a scenery, right, for a diorama or something. But it's actually modular. So the way it works is it has the bottom floor, the top floor, and the middle floor.
Yeah.
And the middle floor, it's repeatable. So you can it's modular. So you can do as many middle floors as you want to, and make the tower as tall as you want to. And yeah, the proportions are actually like quite nice. It looks quite nice. It comes with a bunch of different a couple of different attachments and add-ons, the antenna on top. Like, it's just a really cool model. People have asked us if we're gonna do a dice tower anytime soon. I think this was unfortunately we didn't have time to make this a dice tower, but you know, in the future, we are hearing the requests, and we're gonna try to do it in the future. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, can you talk a little bit about the model itself?
Sure. So, as Tiago said, it's modular. You can print as many as those middle parts as you want, so you can make the building very high. Here we have only 2 sections, like 2 middle parts here. There are a lot of details. There are those signs that you can print, like with a transparent resin, and place on the side. The rooftop, right?
Yeah, rooftop.
It's really detailed. There's the elevator door here, and it can be used for playing. Like if you remove this part here, let me just.
Yeah, because it's fitted like quite.
Yeah.
Quite.
Oh, you can see on the inside part there are actually tiles there. The size of this tower is 4 by 4 tiles, so you have 16 tiles there, and you can actually use it for playing. The idea here is like this tower is more like these Mortal Kombat tower, like you defeat an enemy and you go to the next level. So you can make a full campaign or full encounter using this tower. You start in the first floor, fight some enemies, and you keep going to the next levels until, in the end, you find I can't.
Jeff Musk.
Jeff Musk. I
Yes,
almost said some.
Yeah, because I also almost keep saying Jeff.
Jeff Musk. Yeah, you can find Jeff Musk on the last floor and fight him. So yeah, it's a really cool tower with a lot of details. Jose has an extra floor here, so you can like this. Oh, he just dropped.
It wasn't me. I didn't drop it this time.
Yeah, and it's a big challenge, guys, to make like those very precise objects for resin printer. So we print everything here with resin. We made it work. We had to make the supports a little thicker so we would have less deformation, but it's almost impossible to have like perfect seams with resin. So for those who have FDM printer, maybe it would be even easier to print this tower. But here you can see an extra floor, or you can't even see the Jose will fix the camera there. But yeah, here you can see the tower even taller. So yeah, it's a really cool. Maybe you can like present this tower to your players like this. You just enter the tower, you fight some enemies, and slowly you show them what's inside each floor. So it has this surprise possibility to it. So yeah, this is the tower. Amazing model, amazing concept.
Yeah, it actually has a couple of details that you guys are gonna on the bottom floor.
Yeah.
Like on the back here, there's actually like a garage door.
Yeah, there's a garage door. That's
Take it off.
oh, let me see.
Yeah, I don't think this is gonna work.
Yeah, okay, I will just rotate it. Like there is this garage door here, air conditioner here. So
Yeah,
yeah.
a lot of just really really cool like lived-in details.
and it has this cyberpunk feel to it because it has no window. Like
Yes.
the city is so polluted.
Yes.
That you don't have a beautiful sign. Maybe people will have like
Yeah,
screens.
These are these buildings are probably modular in real life as well, right? You just take a bunch of like room-shaped containers
Yeah.
and just stack them on top of each other, and that's how you get a building like this.
Yeah.
That's how you build it. Like there's a description on the for Shadowrun of what a coffin apartment is.
Yeah.
And a coffin apartment is just like it's about as wide as the door, and then there's a bed about as wide as the door, and everything else is like in the walls. And yeah, it's about that big. And like real estate just gets very very expensive the further into the future you go. So yeah, this is the tower. It's a really really cool model. Let us know what you think about it. We do have other objects to show off. I'm gonna go real quick through so the tower was sculpted by Anderson Pioli, or main object artist
Yeah.
for the sci-fi bundles. But we do have other objects, and I'm gonna go real quick through the list of artists here, because there's a fair bit of artists that helped with the models. So there's Alex Maric, Uriel Mendes, Gustavo Glissi, Caio Bellucci, and Carlos Fontanelli. So thank you so much for all of the object artists for this bundle. Besides the tower, like the smaller objects are always like very very useful, and like they help us build the world, and help us like give the world the right feeling, right? So always absolutely lovely.
So we will show you really quickly all the objects together in a few seconds. For this bundle, we mainly focused on the tower, the car, and the bike, like they are the coolest objects. But also we created some side objects, like simple ones, like you can see
Yeah.
the bed here. There's this table.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you may have noticed, because with the naming convention we used, there's a lot of smart stuff. So there's a smart hall screen, or a cyber chair, or a smart sofa. It's a lot of objects like beds and sofas and chairs and stuff that don't have any business having electronics into them, but it's one of those things that you just kind of need to have. So yeah,
There's a very cool detail here on the desk. That's actually a 3D printer.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah, we have a 3D printer printed here. This small.
Yeah, because that I think that in the far not so far future, that's gonna be something that everyone has,
Yeah.
especially if they start getting faster. You find something online and you just find something you've seen and you like and you just print it. Don't need to go to the store to buy it. Just make it yourself.
We could have done some miniatures printed on the side of this printer, but they would be so small that it would be break. But yeah, like Inception.
Yes, it's one of those things. Can your 3D printer print a 3D printer, and then can that printer print a 3D printer?
Yeah.
It's one of
Future
those unanswerable questions. So we also have like a chest and street barricade. We have both a street light and traffic lights. We have a soda machine that I actually, yeah, we have like a lot of really cool scenery objects that are just great for composing the scenery here.
Yeah, so for those who like to make dioramas, you can like paint the car, the bike, put some traffic light there, and make a really cool street scene. Like we did for this video and this live stream. You can see, besides the tower that we sculpted and provided to you guys, you can see there's a street, other buildings here around us. And
Yeah,
it was
we did a little bit of a diorama. We've been doing this dioramas, which are specifically for our video process.
Yeah. Just to give
our
this
bundle video.
city vibe to the bundle, so the video won't look empty. And it was mostly done by Lucas. He did an amazing job. You can't see from there, but there's a lot of wiring here, and I can.
It has a real
Yeah.
cyberpunk feels to it from behind here, because it looks real nice over here where we're taking the pictures and filming stuff, but back here maybe doesn't look that nice, but it is functional and it is
Yeah.
it looks good when it needs to, let's say. So yeah, I think that's all of it. Those are all of the models. Whew. That's a lot. So before we go in, before we get into the Q&A section, let's actually talk a little bit about what we're a couple of the other things in this model. We do have a bundle magazine. Definitely check it out. It's gonna have the stat blocks for all of the enemies in this bundle. The drone rigger has a especially cool one. Like he can summon drones, or he can summon a swarm of drones. It's really cool. So definitely check it out. And unfortunately, we're not gonna have a painting guide for the sci-fi this month, but we're probably gonna have it for the next bundle. I'm not gonna make a promise yet, because we're still building up to it and building up to being able to do the painting guide for the sci-fi bundle. But you're definitely gonna see more painting tutorials and stuff like that with the sci-fi minis. We've been since Luiza came on board, she's been helping us out a lot with that. So yeah, that's it. But we do have an announcement, which is the name of the next sci-fi bundle. So are you guys ready for this? This is another one of the names that we kind of waited until the last minute to figure out.
Yeah.
So the name of the next sci-fi bundle is Mercenaries and Miners. So it's Mercenaries and Miners. Look out for the concept art, which will be coming soon-ish. you're definitely not gonna have to wait like almost a month for concept art or anything like that. It's gonna be coming like 7 to 10 days, something like that. So yeah, let's get to the Q&As. Oh yeah, definitely. Yes.
Yeah, we can show you the magazine.
Yeah, so this is the magazine that I was talking about. Definitely check it out. The team did a wonderful job with the
Yeah.
magazine this time as well. Like all of the colors, like everything looks so good. The color scheme, CEO Jeff Musk.
So yeah, there you can use the character for playing, and also know more about them. You have the lore text there.
Jesus.
Yeah. Are there any questions already?
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you guys have any questions, I'm gonna go miners, 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 not minors. S- yeah, can someone ban a guy in chat? Some a-hole just so annoying, so annoying. So if you guys have any questions or any comments that you want to do, I'm gonna go back and chat a little bit, see if I missed something that I can answer. Unfortunately, I didn't have chat all of the time during the live stream. On my side here, let's see if we have anything. Oh, okay, so Corey Scott, here's your monthly reminder about the painting handle for the sci-fi bundle. Alvaro.
Oh yeah.
Any word on it?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been really busy with a lot of stuff. Since the pirate ship,
Yeah.
the Lady Harpy ship, everything become like really.
Yeah, it kind of caused that ship kind of caused a bunch of delays.
Yeah,
a bunch
yeah.
of different departments.
Yeah.
We actually had to ask for that specific model. A couple of the sci-fi artists actually helped.
Yeah.
Like the next
Yeah.
model, right? They had to pitch in.
Yeah, so at the moment we are trying to stabilize everything. How do you say?
Yeah, we're
to
try-
fight
we're
the
try-
fire.
Yeah, we're trying to catch up, right? And we're trying to make sure the bundles are not gonna be delayed, and we're gearing up and we're like speeding up production so that we're sure that that's not gonna happen, because having to delay the bundles, it's gonna affect a lot more people than just the painting handle.
Yeah.
So yeah, but once we get that sorted out, and we're very close to getting that sorted out, Alvaro's gonna have more time to work on the handle.
Yeah.
So let's see what else here. When's the concept art for the new reward gonna be available? Which would be the 9-month lottery reward.
Yeah.
So the 9-month lottery reward for sci-fi.
Yeah.
When can we show them the concept art?
We can show it really soon. It's almost finished, like just small touches. Guilherme is doing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's creating this.
Do you think we could show it with the concept art for the next sci-fi bundle, like 10 days from now, something like that?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
It will be.
So look out for that. It's gonna be coming with the either with or on the same day as the concept art for the next sci-fi bundle.
Yeah, and it looks really cool. I'm sure you'll love it.
Let's see here. Oh, private and let's see here.
we'll do sequels to prior sets, Rebels 2 or Neon Street 2. I think that's a definite maybe. With the fantasy subscription, there's a lot more room to explore. There's a lot of like established lore, but even with that, we are we're gonna start bumping into not the same team but similar teams. With the sci-fi, there's even more constraints, right? There's a more limited number of influences
Yeah.
for the bundles. So yeah, that's a definite maybe.
Yeah, but Cyberpunk is so popular that
Yeah.
it's probably will
Yeah, it
come
will
to
probably
sci-fi.
Yeah, it will probably. It maybe won't be Neon Street 3K2, but it will be. We'll probably do a Cyberpunk bundle.
Yeah,
in the
no,
future.
we have to use this again. Like Lucas has so much work that we can't use it only once.
Okay, so will you guys do so-esque bundles? And that's more, I believe, for the fantasy subscription. And I think if you mean so by so-esque, you mean as in like the Soulsborne games, like Dark Souls and Demon Souls, stuff like that. Like dark fantasy is a very very popular theme, so maybe we'll do it in the future. But it's also hard to fit into a strictly D&D setting, so it's not as easy to do.
Yeah, I can't say much, but there will be a bundle really soon with some very dark characters.
Yes.
We will change a little this idea of heroes looking like good guys. That's all I can say.
Uplink64, hi guys, I just tuned in and want to know if this is a new loot. Yes, it's a new sci-fi bundle that just came out last Friday, and we're doing the live stream today, so it's available now on our website. If you don't have it yet, definitely go and get it.
Link in the description.
Oh yeah, the link is in the description. So yeah, definitely go and get it. How many artists do you guys have working on this? Awesome. So Eric Ericsson's asking, how many artists do you guys have working on this awesome bundles? And we actually bumped up the number of artists.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know if you're gonna be able to remember off the top of your
yeah,
head.
maybe 30 artists.
30 sculptors? Or are you counting with the concept
the
artists
concept artists as well.
Oh.
Yeah, I think if
Yeah,
we
we
count the concept artists, then 3D artists, yeah, it's more than 30, I guess.
Yeah, we're getting up to
Yeah,
to 40
because
artists
yeah,
soon.
at first we had a really small team, like one guy doing concept art and like 3 or 4 sculptors. But as our bundles are getting bigger with more complex characters and objects, we are always trying to make our team bigger, so we can keep this quality, can keep pushing the quality up. And yeah, I have no idea how many artists, but the team is getting very big, and it's hard to it's a big challenge because we have more artists, but also it's harder to keep the quality and the style in the same standard. But
yeah, and keep it consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because every single artist has a different style, so when you look this bundle, there isn't like a very cartoonish character. We are always trying to keep the artist going to the same direction.
Okay, let's see here. There's been a couple of questions. Let's see here. There's a couple of suggestions from Earl. We've seen it, and we're probably gonna do something like that. Larp Beard would love some info on how the team made the Big Bang Cantina sign, which is right here. I think we're probably gonna start doing some videos on like on how we're making the dioramas for the pictures.
Yeah. With sci-fi, we can use a lot of LEDs, like in the minis, in the buildings, dioramas, and don't worry, we'll do some videos about it.
Yeah. So next question: will the rewards connect to make a giant diorama? I don't think that's in the plans. Not for now. It would be a very very big diorama, but it is actually a nice idea. Like maybe for the second cycle of the sci-fi rewards, we can plan ahead and do something like that.
Yeah.
Corey Scott, will we ever get a superhero bundle at some point? I think superhero for sci-fi, it's a little bit like steampunk for fantasy. It's a theme that it's kind of tangentially related, but it's very very hard to fit into the subscription.
Yeah.
If we ever did a superhero bundle, it would probably be like as a separate launch, something like that.
Yeah. But I mean,
Yeah,
visually,
it depends on the type of superhero
Yeah.
as well.
like there are a lot of superheroes that look like this. Like
like sci-fi characters,
Yeah.
right? Like if we're probably not gonna do like Superman and Batman.
yeah, no way.
But characters that look like they could fit into a sci-fi setting, sure.
yeah.
We could do a bundle based around that.
Like the samurai, it could be a
Could be,
hero.
yeah.
Mutants.
Yeah. Yeah, you have
so
some
Pablo
mutants.
Fernandez is asking, some bundles, your images on the magazine are drawings, concepts, and in the most recent, it is print photos. It's the renders, actually. This will be the new normal, or the drawings were the exception. This is probably going to be the new normal for the first couple of sci-fi bundles. I think we're still kind of trying to figure out the actual model for the magazine, and that does. I think the same was true for the fantasy bundles, and I think the concept art is really really cool. But once we have the renders, or preferably the pictures of the printed models, I think that's more useful.
Yeah, the concept arts are being used at the sci-fi subscription for the stat blocks, so they are like
The
draws
fantasy.
and they are on the
Yeah,
fantasy
yeah.
bundle.
Jose is saying, I agree with him, that for the fantasy subscription, the concept art, they look more like handmade, like maps. They look like an older magazine,
Yeah.
and it fits well. But for the sci-fi, I believe the 3D renders, they look more futuristic. They will fit better with the whole visual of the aesthetics.
Okay, let's see what else we have here, and we're probably getting to the end of the stream for today. RSPF files for printing. Is there any chance to also release? Good, please. So first, could you release some of that art as PDF files for printing? I think we could do a compilation at some point of all of our awesome concept art. The style has evolved a little bit.
Yeah, with more artists, we will have more different styles.
Mm-hmm.
Even if we try to make everyone do similar styles, each concept artist has like a different way to represent things. So with the 3D art, I believe it's easier to keep the models with a similar style, but when you go to the drawing, it's a little different. Like every artist has a different way to make shadows and lines. But yeah, every single concept is really cool.
Okay, and Robert Barnsley is asking, is there any chance of the monocycle being re-released? Guys, it looked awesome. And the monocycle is the cycle for the
Mist.
Mist
Yeah.
31,
Yeah.
especially which was a bonus which we did for the first month subscribers of the sci-fi subscription. We did mention at the time that it may be released again in the future at some point, but we don't currently have any plans to re-release
Yeah.
it, do we?
Maybe as a bonus for the 12 months loyalty reward. We don't have this plan yet, but yeah, I believe it's not fair for those who just discovered loot to not be able be able to get download the model. But also we have to make sure that the first subscribers, they have this special gift for them. But we will find a good solution. Don't worry. It's an amazing model, and I want more people to have access to it for sure.
Oh, okay. Okay, so Jim Green, I get what you're saying. I'm gonna check with the design team. We probably can release the designs for some of the stuff that we do for our bundles and marketing material, and that should have the Big Bang Cantina sign stuff. Okay, so I guess that's it. I think we can probably end it for today. What?
Painting. Let's take a look on.
Oh yeah, let's take a last look at what Luiza's been doing with the painting. Luiza, can you show it to the? Yeah, that looks awesome.
Yeah.
It's always kind of it's always kind of I'm gonna say annoying to see how much work Luiza and Marcia can get done in like under 2 hours. They just kind of get to trucking, and they just accomplish so much in so little time. It's always absolutely annoying to see. So yes, thank you, Luiza. So yes, let's end the live stream for today. Thank you guys so much for sticking with us through all of it. This is a new format, like me and Alvaro presenting the bundle together. It's a new format that we've started testing with for last live stream or last fantasy live stream. And let us know what you think about this.
There are a
format.
lot of technical improvements that we can do. We're still learning how to do this.
Yes, but it's definitely stuff that we can improve as long as we don't leave it for the last minute again. So yes, next time you guys are definitely going to be able to hear either Marcia or Luiza. So thank you so much for sticking with us through the whole process. This is an awesome bundle, and there's a lot more really cool stuff to come for the sci-fi subscription. So yeah, thank you guys so much for sticking around. Bye bye, and see you around in the community.
Thanks, guys. Bye bye. Have fun printing, painting, and playing with our minis. See you in the next one.
And Luiza, just a second. Could you transition to the Luiza? If you could like wave goodbye. Bye bye. There. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.